I bought the cheapest washer that you could buy in America. 3 years ago, this washer only cost $3.99. This particular brand is a conservator. It's made by Whirlpool, and you can compare this to one of the least expensive models that they sell at like Home Depot or Lowe's. It's usually under the Amana brand. Granted, because of inflation, this machine is significantly more expensive. It's around $5.50 now. I really wanted to see how long this machine would last in a real world setting, and this video is 3 years in the making. I thought for sure that this bottom of the barrel washer would last maybe a month or 2 or 3 under the most intense conditions, but this thing really blew my mind on how long it lasted. I ended up taking this machine, installing it at a massage parlor. This is one of the nicer ones in Cleveland, and they do a lot of laundry. This washer averaged around 7 to 10 loads a day, 7 days a week for around 2.5 years. I don't remember the exact time, but it worked out to be almost 7,000 loads of laundry before this machine finally broke. The exact number was somewhere around 6,700 loads, give or take 10%, I would say. But this machine really held up. All it ever washed was towels and sheets. So this never had an easy load in its life. When I delivered this machine, it was brand spanking new in the box. We hooked it up, it ran its first couple of loads there, everything was fine. From then on, I just asked them to keep tabs of every load that they did and let me know when the machine broke. Now I will say this, about 2 years into the test, this machine did have a breakdown, and I went out there to look at it. It turned out that the agitator bolt actually just kind of loosened itself up and the agitator lifted off, and so all I did was tighten it down and everything worked fine. There were no parts changed on that. That was around the 4,000 load mark. And then finally they called me, it said it was leaking. The hot water inlet valve started dripping. But that wasn't the only thing that was wrong with it. One of the awesome things that you could think about when people engineer these machines is that they engineer everything to kind of break at the same time. I know it sounds terrible, but it's actually good engineering because there's no weak point in this machine. This washer, by the time I got it in, needed new suspension rods, it needed a new inlet valve, and as it turns out, the agitator base was actually probably 90% stripped, so it was barely working, but it was still working. I changed the inlet valve and I replaced the agitator base, so this machine is back to fully functional. I did not change the suspension rods yet because I'm actually able to do laundry in this machine with the worn out suspension rods, and I could only imagine how many off-balance loads that this machine actually did. I mean, all it ever washed was towels, bathrobes, and sheets. That's all it ever washed, and it did it every day of the week, no breaks, and it basically ran as long as they were open. So let's take a closer look at it. So underneath the machine, you can see it's actually still in pretty good shape. I did take the cover off, and then one other thing that I did notice is that the belt is actually starting to slip a little bit. Until this belt actually kind of warms up, it will tend to slip a little bit, but I can't make it do it for some reason. It seems like it's there, but once I start it, you'll hear it'll make this kind of like that noise. Shifter still works, it's original. The capacitor is original, drain pump original. The motor is definitely original, gear case, all original. Like I said, the only thing I changed on this machine was the agitator base and the inlet valve assembly, which was just leaking, and it wasn't even like a bad leak. The cool thing is that after I pulled this conservator out, which was my machine, I replaced it with a Maytag commercial washer, which is the commercial version of this washing machine, and so we'll find out. Probably not going to get an update for a few years minimum, but we'll find out if that is any better than the standard version of the machine. Stand this machine up again. As you can see, this is the absolute basic machine. Deep water wash, auto sensing with extra rinse if possible, if you want it. It's got your temperature settings. It's got a couple of basic cycles. Press start and go. It does have a lid lock. Guys, sorry about the dirt. This machine's actually been sitting here for quite some time. I haven't had really a chance to do a video on this. It's been sitting back in my service room for months at this point. This machine is a VAW, I think 3584 or something like that. Literally almost identical to the Amana washer. With the key difference is that this washer actually has a two-piece ratcheting agitator, which kind of really makes this washer really good compared to the ones that they sell at the big box stores. So I'm going to throw a small load of towels in it. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to throw a large load of towels in it because I want you guys to hear the squeak, and we're going to run it through a quick cycle. Now, this machine is in such good condition still that I'm actually going to put a new set of suspension rods on it, and I'm going to resell it because, quite frankly, I think it could go for another 4,000 loads, I think. This is only probably 3-ish, maybe pushing 4 years old at this point. I think we delivered it either 2018 or 2019 or something in that neighborhood. I don't remember the exact dates, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw this load of towels in. This is just our shop towels. These are already been clean and dry, but I'm gonna put a full load in there so that way you guys could really see that this thing has gone through the ringer, so to speak. I'm gonna do the normal cycle, deep water wash. I'm gonna do warm wash. Hopefully that'll give me a nice 50-50 blend. Well, there you have it. Despite its squeaks and creaks and other things, it still functions as a washing machine. Mechanically, this machine is in excellent condition. I know that there's going to be some of you Speed Queen fanboys, and I'm not a Speed Queen fanboy. I like Speed Queen washers, some of them at least. You guys are going to go say, oh, but Speed Queens last for 25,000 cycles. Well, so first of all, they don't. And secondly, they do only under like laboratory conditions. And furthermore, when they say that the machine will last 25,000 cycles, it will not go for 25,000 cycles without a single repair. What their statistic is saying is that the machine is capable of surviving up to 25,000 wash cycles under perfect conditions. If you put this machine in a test facility from brand new and ran it empty or with just a few hand towels and ran it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just let it run and run and run and run and fixed the minor parts as they broke, I bet you all day that this machine would last for 25,000 loads before the tub fell out of the washer, that's what Speed Queen is saying with their 25,000 load machine. Now, I've been fixing machines all my adult life. It's going on 22 years now. I've seen the best of them. I've seen the worst of them. Most modern machines now certainly not going to last you 20 years. Like there's no getting around to it. The best you could hope for at this point is a washing machine that'll last about 7-8 years. You do a repair, you get another 5-6 years out of the machine, and then you throw it away. For the money that you spend on the washer, that's a reasonable return on your money. To get 12 to 13 or 15 years out of a washing machine that only costs, well, in this case, $400, $500 in today's money, that's a pretty good return. I mean, 10 years, if you got 10 years out of a washer for $500, that's a pretty good run for a washer like that. Now, if you do the math, and this is where I really want to kind of bring the point home, let's just say that this washer did 6,500 loads. They say the average load is like 3 loads a week, but that's not accurate. I'm going to say 5 loads a week. So I'm going to divide this by 5, and that's going to give us 1,300 weeks. And then I'm going to divide that by 52 weeks. And so theoretically, if you were to just use this washer without a single repair, aside from tightening down the agitator bolt that one time, this machine would last the average homeowner 25 years based on doing 5 loads a week, every week, basically until this machine dies. Now, that's a good run. Now, one thing I can say is I guarantee you that this machine will not last 25 years. Time is generally the biggest enemy to appliances. You know, moisture in the basement, sometimes literally just sitting will a machine will go bad. You know, belts dry rot, electronic connections get old and corroded. Then you have like the outside forces, like, you know, you have a storm outside and you get a power surge and it burns up the computer board or whatever. I'm not saying that this machine would last 25 years, but I'm saying if I wanted to make garbage statistic to point on you guys and not be technically wrong, I could say that this machine could last you 25 years based on the average amount of laundry. Now, I have reasonable proof. I still have the paperwork for this machine, and let's err on the side of caution. Let's just say it only did 6,000 loads. 6,000 loads, the average person, let's just say they do a load every single day of the week, 7 loads. So divided by 7 equals 857 weeks. and then we're going to divide that by 52 weeks out of the year. And this washer, even if you did a load every single day, 7 days a week since the moment you brought this machine home, considering that this is maybe on the low end, that this machine perhaps only did 6,000 loads, which I know it was more than that, but let's just err on the side of caution. This machine would still last you 16.5 years doing 1 load a day every single day until the machine breaks. Now, will this machine last 16 years? No, it won't. I promise you it won't. 10 years will kill this machine just in time and not so much as the use. The point that I'm getting at is there certainly is no machines out there anymore that will give you the 20 years that you're hoping to get, and you just got to get that out of your head. If you want a machine that's going to last 20 years, go buy a machine that's already 20 years old, have it refurbished, and then hope to get another 20 years out of the thing. And that's really all I could say, because modern machines, the biggest Achilles heel on these washers are the electronics. Electronics only last so long. They do go bad. They literally go bad just sitting there, and there's nothing to do about it. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. I'm going to redo this video in a way to show you that I did a full wash video, and then I'll do a consolidated version, which is probably what you're going to see. And if you guys like these videos, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys want to see any more, or if there's anything specific you guys want to see. Let me know. I'm always looking for some interesting ideas. Thanks for watching.